thought we'd start off the week with a bit of a quote, a Roald Dahl themed quote, not a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory themed one, but a quote from Matilda. Somewhere inside of all of us is the power to change the world. So that's a quote from Matilda. Now, let's have a look then at the plan for the week ahead. I thought I'd just share what you're going to be doing in your lessons this week with me in English. So today we're going to be looking at something called prepositions. That we're going to talk about that in this lesson. It sounds quite a fancy word, but really it tells us, where something happens in relation to something else and when. So where and when, those are the two key aspects. On Tuesday on spelling, we're looking at the ow phoneme and the graphemes associated with that. On Wednesday, we're going to be looking at Chapter 6. I'm going to be posting some reading material today as well, and that will hopefully give you an opportunity to look at Chapter 6 before we do that comprehension lesson, so you can really hit the ground running there. And we're also going to be having a creative writing time on Thursday and Friday, and a bit of handwriting as well. So the main objective today is to use prepositions to express time and cause. We want to be able to recognise these prepositions. And we want to say where and when. Where and when something happens or takes place in relation to something else. And we want to use those prepositions in our writing. So, let's have a look and find out what a preposition actually is. So, I've got some text here. And the real definition for one type of preposition is where something takes place in relation to something else. That's the real definition of prepositions. So have a look at this. The runaway tractor rolled down the hill. Okay? It tells us how the tractor moved down the hill. It didn't roll above the hill or in the hill or over the hill. It rolled down the hill. We can imagine now how that's taking place. It splashed across the stream. So that tractor is splashed across the stream. It hasn't splashed over or under or beside the stream. It splashed across the stream. Okay? So it's telling us where this tractor has, moved to in relation to something else. It rattled under the bridge. It bashed through the gate. It spluttered into the farmyard and finally stopped on the grass by the duck pond. So there's lots of prepositions in here, and they are telling us, what the tractor did in relation to something else. These are fairly easy to spot, and I think, actually, if you're silly with your prepositions, then you can sometimes be able to spot them a little bit easier. For example, the tractor rattled through the bridge. It doesn't really make sense, does it? Rattled through the bridge? That's a strange one. Okay, the tractor stopped above the house. That really doesn't make sense. But it's clear the words that are not in the appropriate place. These are not the appropriate words or prepositions to be using. So it's quite easy to spot when something goes wrong. Now, these are all prepositions that tells us where something takes place in relation to something else. You can also have a preposition that tells you when something happens in relation to something else. So here's another example. The ghost appeared in the evening, on Monday morning, after breakfast, during the party, before midnight. These are all when the ghost appeared. These are prepositions for time. Okay, let's play around with these a bit more. You're going to need your whiteboard and pen for this. I'm going to introduce you to a character. Hopefully you know who this is. Any guesses? Yeah, Augustus Gloop, the first golden ticket winner. Augustus Gloop. And he has a golden ticket there, and that's his mum. Okay, this thing over here is a palm tree. Oh no, it didn't disappear. It's still there. Good. The palm tree is still there. At the minute, Augustus Gloop is next to or beside the palm tree. He's next to or beside the palm tree. I want you to write a sentence. Where do you think Augustus Gloop is in relation to the palm tree now? How about now? Can you write me a sentence? Augustus Gloop is something to the palm tree. What do you reckon? Pause your video, see if you can write that sentence for me. Okay, well done. Hopefully you pause your video. I reckon he is beneath the palm tree. Or you might have said he is under the palm tree. Okay? So let's have one more go. I'm going to move the palm tree again. Don't ask me why I chose a palm tree. It just felt right. Hopefully the computer's just frozen a little bit. Oh, here it is moving. Where's my palm tree gone? Let's move the palm tree down a bit. Oh, my palm tree's gone walkabout. How about now? Where do you think Augustus Gloop is now in relation to the palm tree? He's definitely not under it anymore. What word do you think you could use to describe where Augustus Gloop is now? Well, pause your video, have a go. Okay, Augustus Gloop is above the palm tree. Or you might have said on top of the palm tree. All of those would be correct prepositions to use. Okay? Now, I think you're pretty good at that. How about, when do you think... Here you go, one more opportunity. This is involving time. When does Augustus Gloop eat his Wonka bar? He might eat his Wonka bar. His bar. What word could you put in there? Well, there's a few different prepositions you could use. You could say he eats his bar soon. Or maybe he eats his bar later. Or the next day. Write me a sentence saying when Augustus Gloop eats his Wonka bar. You can do that on your whiteboard. Pause your video now. Good, okay. Well done for doing that. I've just got one last slide to show you. It's this one over here. I'm zooming in now. Okay. So these are the key words. If you're talking about place, these are the key words that you could use. And I recommend you having this up maybe when you're writing some of your sentences to do with your prepositions. Above, at, beneath, inside, under, across, behind, down, on, and up. And if you're talking about time, at, before, during, far, until, and on are those keywords for that bit. So you have this. I recommend having this up. It's about 10 minutes into the video, this keyword section. Pause your video on this. While you're doing your work, it might give you some key prepositions that you could use to fill in those sentences. So let's have just a quick look at some of the... And I recommend you having this up maybe when you're writing some of your sentences to do with your prepositions. Above, at, beneath, inside, under, across, behind, down, on, and up. And if you're talking about time, at, before, during, far, until, and on are those keywords for that bit. So you have this. I recommend having this up. It's about 10 minutes into the video, this keyword section. Pause your video on this. While you're doing your work, it might give you some key prepositions that you could use to fill in those sentences. So let's have just a quick look at some of the activities I'd like you to do to complete this lesson today. Scrolling down, here we go. So I'd like you, it's page 20 and 21 in your book. There are two pages to do today. I'd like you in the first section to underline the preposition or prepositions in each sentence. So the wind blew the woman's hat off her head. That would be the first one there. And then you've got to choose some words in the second section. You've got to choose some words to go in there and then have a practice section below. And then on the next page, hopefully it will flick to that one. Again, you've got to fill in some words. It's a closed procedure to start with in section 1. And then you can complete the sentences in section 2. And after that, there is a bit of an extension task that you can have a go at. It's all about writing about Augustus Gloop, and there is a small video that you can watch for that section as well. Right, I'm going to be online. Please use me. Tag me in any questions you have. I'm looking forward to seeing your work. And have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Enjoy, boys and girls. Take care. Bye.
I'm eating the Wonka bar and I taste something that is not chocolate. Coconut, walnut, peanut butter, or nougat, or butter, or caramel, or sprinkles. So I look and I find the golden ticket.
Augustus, how did you celebrate?
I eat more candy.
We knew Augustus would find the golden ticket. He eats so many candy bars a day that it was not possible for him not to find one.
Sure.